We wish you a happy Diwali. Once again, welcome to News Analysis. News Analysis, a weekly magazine on current affairs. To begin with the main points in a nutshell. Pakistan starts Taliban assault. US swine flu vaccines delayed. Appeal over torture claim ruling. UN backs Gaza war crimes report. Indian fireworks blaze kills 30. The waxing and waning of the moon bears a lot on human moods. The Festival of Kadalundi is dependent on the moods of the moon. It's a fantastic local event. You can watch the whole festival without leaving out any of its details live exclusively on regional channel. Watch without fail. Now the news in detail. Pakistan starts Taliban assault. Fierce fighting has broken out as Pakistan's army launches an air and ground offensive against Taliban militants in the South Waziristan area. Local officials said 30,000 troops backed by artillery had moved into the region where Pakistan Taliban leader Hakimullah Masood is based. Officials said the Taliban were resisting as troops mobilized from the north, east and west. A curfew was imposed in the region before the offensive began. There have been several coordinated Taliban attacks in recent days, killing more than 150 people in several Pakistan cities. Local officials said there were dozens of casualties as both sides used heavy weapons. MDC boycotting Zimbabwe cabinet. Zimbabwe's Prime Minister Morgan Tsvangirai has said his MDC party has disengaged from the unity government over the treatment of his senior aide. He said all his outstanding issues over a power-sharing deal had to be dealt with before the MDC would work with ZANU-PF. Senior MDC member Roy Bennett was later released on bail after 2 days in prison, but Mr. Tsvangirai's spokesman insisted the boycott would continue. Mr. Bennett was detained for alleged arms and terrorism offenses. Mr. Tsvangirai said the detention showed ZANU-PF was an unreliable partner. Honduras coup dialogue suspended. Ousted Honduran President Manuel Zelaya has suspended dialogue with the interim government. Speaking from Brazilian embassy in Honduras, Mr. Zelaya said the proposal to allow legislators to vote on his future was disrespectful. But negotiations for interim President Roberto Micheletti said talks would continue regardless of these issues. US swine flu vaccines delayed. US officials have warned of delays in the delivery of swine flu vaccine just as deaths from H1N1 climb above epidemic level in some states of United States. Only 28 to 30 million doses would be available by the end of the month, said Anne Skukad, the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. That was down from an earlier estimate of 40 million. Swine flu had an especially strong impact on children, 86 of whom have died this year, Ms. Kuhad said. The number of children who have died so far this year from H1N1 virus was greater than the number that normally die in an entire flu season, Mr. Kuhad continued. North Korean diplomat to visit US. A senior North Korean diplomat will be allowed a rare visa to visit the US later this month, officials have said. The diplomat Ri Gun is deputy negotiator in the stalled talks on North Korea's nuclear program. There have been recent moves to restart the talks. One report said Mr. Ri would attend a forum in California, while another said he was going in a meeting in New York. Sydney terror suspects convicted. 5 men have been found guilty in Sydney, Australia, of conspiring to commit terrorist activities. A jury deliberated for 23 days before convicting them unanimously on charges including possessing bomb-making instructions and explosive chemicals. The maximum sentence for the offense is life in prison. Prosecutors said the men were arrested in raids on their homes in 2005 and planned to commit violence to alter Australia's policy in the Middle East. Germany defends Opel deal. Germany says European Union concerns about the sale of car maker Opel to Canada's Magna do not put the deal at risk. Economy Minister Karl Theodor zu Guttenberg said the deal was on track and ministers could address the European Union doubts. The European Commission warned on Friday that the planned state aid for Opel might breach competition rules. Appeal over torture claim ruling. The government says it will appeal against a ruling that U.S. intelligence documents detailing the alleged torture of an ex-UK resident can be released. Ethiopian-born Binyam Mohammed, 31, who spent 4 years in Guantanamo Bay, claims British authorities colluded in his torture while he was in Morocco. The UK government, which stopped judges publishing the claims on national security grounds, denies any collusion. A U.S. State Department spokesman said it was not pleased by the court ruling. Any publication on the material will be delayed until the appeal takes place. UN backs Gaza war crimes report. The UN Human Rights Council has backed the report into Israeli offensive in Gaza that accuses both Israel and Palestinian militants of war crimes. The report by Richard Goldstone calls for credible investigations by Israel and Hamas and suggestions international war crimes prosecutions if they do not. 25 countries voted for the resolution while 6 were against. Both Israel and the U.S. oppose official endorsement of the report, saying it would set back Middle East peace hopes. Indian fireworks blaze kills 30. At least 30 people have been killed and 10 injured in a fire at fireworks warehouse in southeast India, Press Trust of India says. Police said 30 charred bodies has been pulled out from the warehouse at Pallipad, near Chennai, according to the report. Most of the victims were reported to be traders buying fireworks ahead of the Diwali festival on Saturday. China finds fault with India's Prime Minister visiting Arunachal Pradesh. The Sino-Indian relation is now a bit more strained. China has asked India to respect its international border policies and not to go for provoking activities over the border issue once again. Manmohan Singh's visit to Arunachal Pradesh as part of an election campaign has been the issue. Let us hope that the relation between China, our strong neighbor, and India will be bettered in the near future. The waxing and waning of moon bears a lot on human moods too. The Festival of Kadalundi is dependent on the moods of the moon. It's a fantastic local event. You can watch the whole festival without leaving out any of its live details. Live exclusively on regional channel. So let's go on to the field of festival and capture the mirth and merriment without leaving out any of its spirits. That's all for the day from News Analysis. And before we close today's bulletin, the headlines once again. Pakistan starts Taliban assault. U.S. swine flu vaccines delayed. Appeal over torture claim ruling. UN backs Gaza war crimes report. Indian fireworks blaze kills 30. Because of the festival, we have this much only for the time being. That's all for the day from News Analysis. Meet you next week. Thank you. Thank you very much.